What is up, Dreamedia family? Welcome back to another episode on the pool table room transformation. As you guys have seen through this entire series, the room is coming together, and I've been trying to document it in detail for you guys so that you can follow along from wiring all the way through all of the gear installation. Well, we are finally moving forward to the front soundstage. As I discussed in my initial plan, I wanted to run those Focal 302s as my front soundstage. They just sound incredible, super tight, super accurate, really clean highs, and surprisingly great mids. I've heard this in many customers' homes, from theater rooms to open concept living rooms, and have been extremely impressed. So knew I wanted to do it from the very beginning. Well, today I'm going to be setting them up on the Focal on-wall 300 series stands. And later down the road, I will be mounting them to the wall. But I wanted to show you guys the complete setup that we had initially discussed, which is the LCRs as the 302s, and then the complete 300 series for my 6 overhead Atmos, as well as my rear in-wall 300 series 6-inch. I have at the rear of the room the SVS PB16 Ultras, as well as the Marantz Cinema 50 powering everything up. All right, guys, well, enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and set this front soundstage up. All right, so in this particular situation, the game plan is to do left, right, and center, all with the 302s. Also, I wanted to point out that this Focal grill is rotatable, the logo, as well as the fact that they have magnetic grills. So you can do it vertically or horizontally, and the grill just clings on just like that, giving you a really nice clean appearance. There are a couple different options. I could either mount the speaker to the wall, I could set it here on top of the stand, or I can put it inside the stand. For best audio quality, it would be ideal to have it mounted to the wall or sitting here on top of the stand. I can use room correction if I put it down here inside the console. To keep everything clean today, I am going to be putting the center speaker in the console and using the stands to the left and the right. All right, so I'm going to be unboxing the Focal 300 series stand. All right, let's go ahead and open it up. All right, it's a pretty heavy box. It should be a quality stand. Oh wow, cool. Even with the stands, they got a quality control approval. That's awesome. Okay, so here's a little guide on how to set it up. Looks pretty simple. Do the base first, and then we're gonna put the poles together, and then the mounting brackets that actually go to the speaker. And the last part is to feed the wires up and through and insert the speaker onto the stand. All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and get our first base out. Wow, it's really in here. It's heavy too. Whew. A little cinder block there. Okay. And it looks like they have a couple different options depending on if you're doing wood floors or if you're going to have carpet. I have carpet, so we're going to do the carpet spikes right here. So the rubber feet would be for hardwoods. And then carpet spikes for the carpet. And these are for your carpet spikes to sit on, like that. Okay. You also have the little washers that go onto the carpet spikes so that you can get the correct height. So you're going to screw these on first. Show you. You guys can see. Like that. And then depending on the height you want, like if you want to give your speaker a little pitch, you would just screw it up like that. Alright, we're going to just go flat for now. And then whenever I get them placed, I'll probably toe them in a little bit and then tilt them forward just a tad. Got our carpet spikes on there. Looking good. In the illustration, it shows on one of the later steps how to actually run the wire through, and I just wanted to point it out to you while this is upside down right now. This is the little channel that they're talking about, so it'll run through there and pop out over here. Let me spin it around so you guys can see. Pop out right there. I'm working super late nights for you guys here recently, trying to get all this content recorded. I've been talking about this project for a while, but it's difficult to do between running the business and, you know, having a family. There's not a whole lot of extra time for these things. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do both at the same time. So I'm going to grab the other one out of the packing. Give you an up close shot on this one here. So we're gonna screw our carpet spikes in. If you guys can't tell from our channel, I have been pretty in love with Focal for the last few years, and they just continue to blow my mind. Great brand, has a nice full line card, so we can offer everything that they have with their trickle-down technology throughout the entire home, whether it's outdoor audio, home theater, or 2-channel. They just have a bunch of really great products. And I know what to expect when I'm recommending this to you guys, because, I mean, it's not just me. Focal has the reputation to back it up. It's just a really great quality and manufacture. All right, so now we have both of the bases put together. Next, we're going to be connecting our rod that supports the weight of the unit. All right, so this may be a small detail, but when you're doing the installation, see the little hole where the wires come out? It arches with the back of this rod because the speaker is actually going to mount to these beams right here, so you want the hole facing backwards. Hole facing backwards. So we're going to flip it over, check that the hole's in the proper location, and then we're going to install screw number B, which I like to lay my screws out like this so I can see how many of each I have and how long. So we have 2 super long, 2 medium, and 2 shorties that are a little fatter. And then we got a couple Allen keys that are included as well. All right, these are all of the screws required. So we're going to need the medium length to go through the rod. I'm going to lean it up like this so that I can get my screws in. We're going to use a couple of these. As you can see, we're just trying to close that gap. There's the hole you're going to run your wires up through. Just going to tighten it down. And of course, I did it backwards. So that is done. That is step number 2. Step number 3, we're going to install our mounting plates. All right, next we're going to get our brackets out that the speaker will bolt to. So this is actually going to mount like essentially in line with the next mounting rod. So I'm going to take my super long ones, and they shoot down in there. I'll give you guys another angle here in just a second. All right, so I'm actually doing this in real time for you guys. If you are going to be doing the Focal 301, this is how you would install it. And then if you're going to be doing the 302, you add the extension piece in. So I'll show you how to do that on this one here. Obviously, I'm going to be using the 302 on both, but the 301 is really the same speaker, just less juice. It's a great product. It has the same aluminum, magnesium, inverted dome tweeters and the flax woofers. So it looks like for the 302s, you're just going to add that extension piece in and then screw in your 2 screws right here, which will be hidden by the speaker itself. And then same thing, right on top, your bracket's gonna mount. It has these nice little bumpers to protect the speaker from getting scratched. And then it just hooks right on there. I love this 302, guys. It's gotta be one of my all-time favorite speakers, to be honest with you, because it's just so versatile. You can really put it anywhere. And I like that they make the smaller form factor 301 as well. Let me give you an up close shot, guys. So I'm just screwing these puppies down right here. Perfect. So this is the look of the 302 stand, and the 301 stand is just a little shorter. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and replace that 301 stand because we're doing 2 302s. But I like that it's easily able to be changed. So like, say if you were to buy these 302 stands and later down the road you bought some 301s to use as, like, say, surround speakers, which this guy here is actually considering doing. Once my kid gets a little older, the problem is right now I'm afraid he's gonna knock him over. He was just in here, he's getting ready for bath time right now. He was just in here terrorizing the space, trying to destroy everything. So it's not really the best idea right now, but it would be cool to have some 301s, and I could put them to the left and right as my surrounds on the carpet and run the speaker wires up underneath the carpet. My thought is to do a couple that would be a little higher than they should be according to spec, but maybe some end walls or 301s mounted to the wall for my surrounds in addition to the surround rears back there. But we're gonna go ahead and pop this off here. Add in our additional piece like that and screw them in. Here we are, guys. We got both stands assembled. Looking good, looking good. Just want to do a quick test fit on these just because I haven't done it before. Wow, beautiful. All right. So before I permanently install them, I'm going to go ahead and run my speaker wires to each of them back to the receiver and make my connections. All right, real quick, guys, I'm going to be mounting in the final location the stands, and I'm going to toe them in a little bit. I'm about 2 inches from the salamander cabinet. I just want to make them both the same distance. All right, as you can see, this is why we made this room. All right, next I'm going to be running my speaker wire to each stand before I connect them. This is a wire that we sell here at Dreamedia, 14-2 Plenium wire. I always like to go a little overkill. Never hurts to have too much speaker wire. I'm going to feed it through that back channel that I showed you guys earlier, and down to the middle hole, and then I'm going to shoot it up through the center column. Perfect. And there's 2 holes. This would be for the 301 and this is for the 302. Speaker wire length, guys, always give yourself extra, because why not? Speaker wire is cheap. So I'm going to go roughly about 6 feet extra. I always like to have room to pull that AVR out and show you guys what's going on back there. Now for this one over here, I'm going to give you an up close and personal shot. So I'm going to grab the camera. So the speaker wire is going through the back hole here, down to the very bottom hole, like that. And then I'm going to feed it up through the middle hole. Pull out the extra slack, and then you can tilt it back into place. Perfect. Now you can see speaker wires coming out right up top. Same on both sides. Now I'm going to go pull some extra to length. I want it to match on both sides evenly. So I'm going to meet them in the middle, like that, and then cut them the same length, like this. Perfect. Now we got plenty of slack to work with. When you're wiring your theater, guys, just buy a couple 500-foot boxes from us and you'll have a little bit of extra, but then you don't have to worry about running out. Bulk wire is awesome. All right, here's a recap. Got both speaker stands in place. As you can see, they're going to be flanking left and right, not blocking the screen. And now I can strip back my wires and make my connections. On these ones, I'm going to go straight into my terminals. What I'm going to do is put a little piece of paper right here so that I don't scratch the speaker. And I'm just going to set it here so you guys can get a view of what's going on. All right, here on the back of the speaker, we have our positive and negative terminals. We're going to connect positive and negative, black and red, just like that. Perfect. All right. As you guys could see, the speaker box was a little bit closer to the right height rather than the stand, so I'm going to take the speaker box over to the other side, get the proper length on that speaker wire, and then just pop it right in. This first one took me a little bit longer than expected. Like I said, I want to have a little bit less length, so I'm going to pull out some slack, trim back my wire, and the fun part, make our connection. Unscrew my terminals. And then I'm going to mount the speaker. Definitely give it a little tug. Make sure that it's fully on there. Then I'm going to adjust into the final destination. Man, these things are good looking speakers. I just love how many options you have. vertical, horizontal, on wall, on stands, on cabinet, whatever. Next, I'm going to run my wiring into my cabinetry. Definitely overkill on the wire here, guys, but hey, why does it hurt, right? I can always trim it down, but I'm going to be doing a lot of demoing in this room of different speakers, giving you guys my thoughts, checking out just new products in general, so it doesn't hurt for me to have a little bit of extra slack. But whenever we perform customer installs in the field, we want to cut things pretty close to length. I probably wouldn't leave quite this much slack, but typically out of the wall about 6 feet is standard for the home run. So we've come this far, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up for you and give you a demo of these bad boys. Finally getting to the point to where I get to start to have some fun and sit back and enjoy this system on the weekends with the family. So I am starting to get excited myself. It's just been non-stop work for a while now. So if you guys have watched my previous episodes within this whole series, you'll see I was using the A6s, the 300 series in-ceiling A6s as the front, left, and right. And now I'm getting a serious upgrade. So I'm gonna be moving my front, left, and rights over, and we're gonna be changing those over to our front Atmos left and right. So I'm gonna have front Atmos left and right, and then mid left and right, and rear left and right, top height Atmos, 6 Dolby Atmos speakers. So it's gonna be like a whirlwind ripping above me. Just love this stuff, guys. I'll throw a toner on this so I can see which one's which, because I do have them tied down. Let's see. Okay, got our left speaker. Okay, and then make sure our right speaker is good. Yep. Connect it up. And I'll put banana pins on this later. I'm just trying to get it running for you guys real quick. You'll also have to stay tuned to the channel, because if you've been following along or you're familiar with models, this is the Marantz Cinema 50, and it only has a 9-channel amp in it, but I'm going to upgrade it with an external amplifier to maximize its abilities for 11.4 channel processing. And later on in the quarter, when Marantz comes out with Dirac Live update, we're going to be running this puppy to the max, running it with 4 subwoofers. So at that point, that's whenever I had plans to mount these to the wall. But for now, I got some reviews coming on some brand new speakers that haven't hit the market yet, which I have actually downstairs in the garage. So you guys will have to stay tuned for those. Some exciting stuff. I also pointed out in another video, this here, guys, the Apple TV on top of the unit is definitely a no-no. So you do not want to do that. Actually, I'm gonna grab another HDMI and fix it real quick. HDMIs, guys, 8K, HDMI 2.1, 48 gigabit per second, DHCP 2.3 cables. You can get all this from us here at Dreamedia. Every single thing you need. All the interconnects, amplifiers, receivers, projectors, screens. every single aspect of your home theater, including install. We got installers in 28 states now and growing. I'm hoping by the end of 2023 to have all 50 states, or at least all 48 states covered for you guys who don't want to DIY it. But definitely want to give a shout out to my AV enthusiast community. You guys are awesome. DIYing is pretty fun. All right. I've been talking about for a couple videos now that shouldn't be sitting on top of the amplifier, and it was driving me crazy. So now I don't have to worry about it overheating. I do have some ventilation, the cooling kit on this salamander, so I wasn't super worried about it, but this puppy's definitely generating some heat. So that'll make me sleep better at night. Don't want to damage it before we even get going. All right, next I'm gonna take my center speaker and I'm gonna be putting it into the cabinet for now. Now honestly guys, if you want best performance, I would not recommend putting it into the cabinetry this low. I would recommend either setting it right here or mounting it to the wall. Just for the purposes of this video though, because I am gonna be doing different speakers left and right. Can't really give away the surprise, but got some other speakers downstairs that I'm going to be reviewing and unboxing for you guys. I want to keep this whole area clean for now. What I am going to do though is I'm going to put some little bumpers up underneath it and tow it up, just so that it's not firing straight at our feet but firing more towards the primary seating area. The speaker does come with some little bumpers, so I'm going to see if this is sufficient. Just for a test run. Yeah, definitely helps. It's not quite what I would like, but it's okay for now. Tow it up just a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to put my grill back on and show my cabinetry. All right guys, this is the finished look of the speakers with the grills off, towed in off the wall. I'm going to show you a few different variables that you could choose from. All right, so this is with the grill on. I'll go ahead and put the other one on for you as well so you can get a full visual like that. Just a little bit more discreet, a little more clean. I just happen to love speakers, so I like to look at them, but this is a good look. Give you an up-close shot. The grill on. It's nice. You got to get all those fingerprints off. And next I'm going to show you the option with the speakers pushed all the way back. It would be nice in this circumstance if there was a little bit more room left and right, but I'm going to show it to you guys anyways. The position that you currently see is probably how I'm going to be utilizing these speakers. As you can see, the speakers are blocking the screen a little bit, and this is why I want to mount them to the wall, because I have exactly 6 inches here and here. But I wanted to show you guys these stands because say you have an apartment right now and you're building a home, or maybe down the road you're going to get a home with or a space with more room where you can customize it a little bit more. These stands are great because you can set them on the stands, and then whenever you're able or you have the circumstance where you're ready, you can then mount them to the wall. The wall mounting hardware comes included with the speakers. So this is the speakers with the grills off, and we are just flat against the wall. like that. And then I'll show you guys with the speaker grills on. If I had a 100-inch screen, it would be perfect, but I wanted to maximize the wall because of my viewing distance. And then you guys will have to stay tuned to the channel if you want to see them mounted to the wall. I also made a video discussing, which I was talking to you guys about earlier whenever I was wiring the amp. I made a video showing the ultimate wife acceptance factor setup, which would be the center speaker in here behind the mesh in the cabinet, and then utilizing in ceilings for your front, left, and right, which is totally reasonable and still would sound amazing. But I wanted to, you know, go a little bit more extreme, let's just say, because I do this for a living and have a full front soundstage. I may even down the road, after I'm done with the full ultra short throw shootouts and all those videos going over all the different screen options, we're going to be checking out Stewart, EPV, and Screen Innovations, all the brands that we carry, and comparing those screens side by side, and even comparing it next to this Epson. But after I've done that, compared the A-Wall, Samsung, 4Movie, and the Epson, and probably the LG too, all side by side, what I'm thinking I'll end up doing is probably just really fully filling this entire wall, doing a custom screen, maybe like a 130 or something like that, or 128, whatever I can fit, and doing acoustically transparent, ambient light rejecting, and do an overhead projector or a projector mounted in the wall back there in a hush box, just so that I can get the biggest screen possible. You know, I can put all of the speakers behind the screen with a acoustically transparent screen. Ultra short throw does not have the option for acoustically transparent at this time. So you got to pick your battles, right? Super bright and affordable is the game plan here, or super bright and affordable is the selling feature to ultra short throw. So looks good. All right, guys, so that kind of gives you an idea. I had the sub turned down super low. I'll crank it for you guys during the day and really give you the cinematic experience. But this was really just showing you how to, and me physically getting the front soundstage hooked up. So working extra late tonight to deliver some experience to you guys. I hope you're enjoying the content. I'll do one more demo. And I'm thinking free guy. I did this earlier before I had the 302s hooked up, and that's on another video if you're curious about like the differences. But I had the ceilings hooked up as my front, left, and right. So now I'm going to listen to it as these bad boys as my front, left, and right. And I'm curious to hear the difference. Definitely directionally, having the left and rights at ear level in front of you is always going to sound a little bit more realistic, like it's coming from the screen rather than the ceiling. So if you can, whenever you're setting up a theater, you always want to get your front soundstage right in line. But a lot of the time we compromise, you know, for that wife acceptance factor, you know. We want a home theater, we want the wife to be happy, so that's a great solution for a situation like that. But let's go ahead and fire up Free Guy. And I'll just go to that same scene. For you guys who saw the other video, you can hear the difference.
You can't go around looking like that. The rules are clear. And another thing, you can't hack the NPC avatars.
right, guys, that's a wrap on Free Guy. I can't wait till I can really crank this thing. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys could hear it, but even just having the subs barely on, it was like shaking my van. So I can't wait to crank them up for real to reference level and play a demo for you guys. But that's going to be a wrap for tonight. We got a Ford versus Ferrari demo and we got a Free Guy demo. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Drop some comments down below. Let me know how I'm doing. We'll catch you on the next one, guys.